Hello students, today we are going to read chapter 10, Force and Types of Forces. Observe and discuss. First, will a boat move ahead unless pushed with the help of an oar? Second, who exerts force to move a bullock cart forward? Third, what makes the ball move during a game of football? How does its direction change? Fourth, will the wheel go forward if it is not pushed with a stick? When we kick the football coming in our direction towards the goal, we apply force. In day to day life, we do many actions such as lifting, pulling, riding a bicycle, and stopping in it at times, pushing a load, squeezing, or blending sometimes, and driving vehicle. It is necessary to apply force for doing all these actions. Force is applied to an object to pull it or push it in any manner. No object changes its position on its own. Force is required to move an object. Force is used to change the direction of an object in motion or to stop it. Can you tell what happens when you hold two ends of a spring and pull them apart? What happens when a blacksmith hammers a red hot piece of iron? Force is necessary to change the shape of object. Types of forces. First, muscular force. In all the actions shown in picture 10.1, the movements take place with the help of bones and muscles in the body. The person in picture alongside is lifting the weight by using muscular force. The force applied with the help of muscle is called muscular force. Use your brain power. For which task in your day-to-day life do you use muscular force? Mechanical force. We use different machines for doing many tasks. Muscular force is used for running some machines. Some machines are run by using electricity or fuels. Machines like the leather are called automatic machines because a mechanical force is used here. For example, sewing machine, electric pump, washing machine, mixer, etc. Make a list of other machines. The force applied by means of a machine is called mechanical force. Third, gravitational force. If an object is thrown upward by applying force, it reaches a certain height and comes down again. Why is this so? Why do fruits on trees fall to ground? The earth pulls all the object towards itself. The force applied by the earth to pull objects toward itself is called gravitational force. In the past, Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravitation in the 17th century. The Earth's gravitational force acts in a direction opposite to that of an object moving upwards. Hence, the speed of that object goes on decreasing till in the end it becomes zero. Then the object starts falling down instead of going up any further. While falling, its speeds goes on increasing all the time due to gravitational force. Let's try this. First, take a small stone and a bucket full of water. Drop the stone into the water from a height of about 20 centimeter. You will hear the sound of a stone dropping in the water. Now drop the same stone into the water from a height of about 100 centimeter. You will hear its sound again. What is the difference in the sound in the two actions above? What can we conclude from this? The actions of lifting a sack as shown in the picture, one sack looks empty, the other one is full. What difference do you notice in the way the two sacks are lifted? The gravitational force on the empty sack is less, that is so it weighs less. The gravitational force on the bigger sack is greater. In the other words, the bag weighs more. Greater force must applied to lift a greater weight. Do you know, to weigh an object, it is hung from an hook of a spring balance. The suspended object is pulled downward by the force of gravity. At the same time, the force of the tension in the spring constantly pulls the object upwards. The object comes to rest when the tension in the spring and gravitational force on the object becomes equal. In this position, the scale on the spring balance show that gravitational force acting on the object, which is the weight of the object. The gravitational force acting on an object is called the weight of the object. Find out and discuss. The gravitational force operates between the sun and the planets in the solar system. Because of this, the planets revolve around the sun. At the same time, gravity also operates between planets and their satellites. Then why do not all planets and satellites fall towards the sun? Use your brain power. Which force are acting upon the aeroplane taking off into the sky? Magnetic force. Place a magnet on a table. Take a big iron nail towards the magnet. It sticks to the magnet. Now hold the magnet upright in the air away from the nail. What happens? The force exerted by the magnet is called magnetic force. When a carom piece is flicked lightly, it slides over the carom board but stops at certain distance. A rolling ball over a flat ground stops at certain distance. Why does this happen? When two surfaces rub against each other, the force of friction comes into play. It always acts against the direction of motion. When a brake applied while riding a bicycle, it stops after running a short distance. How does the brake work? Between which part is friction produced? Use your brain power. Why is powder sprinkled on the carom board while playing carom? Try this. Take two pieces of smooth paper and two of sandpaper and rub them against each other. What do you notice? The smooth surface can easily rub against each other because the force of friction between them is less, while rough surface cannot be easily rubbed against each other because the force of friction between them is much greater. It is possible for us to walk on a ground only because of the force of friction. If there is no friction, we would slip and fall. For example, we are very likely to slip while walking on an oily and wet floor. Why? It is a wooden plank laid down for pulling out a car which is stuck in mud. The force of friction is generated between the vehicle and wooden plank laid down under the car, hence it can be pulled out from the mud. In short, the force of friction can either be decreased or increased as desired. Sixth, electrostatic force. First, spread small piece of paper on a table. Rub a piece of thermocol or an inflated balloon against the silk cloth and bring it near these pieces. Second, rub a plastic comb against dry hair and repeat the above activity. Rub a peacock feather between two pages of a notebook and bring it near your fingers. What do you see? In the above activities, the piece of paper, hair, and peacock feather were seen to move. Why does this happen? Static electricity is produced on materials like rubber, plastic, and ebonite due to friction. The force exerted by such electrical charged materials is called electrostatic force. Combined forces. While an action is taking place, various types of forces act on an object in question. You might have seen a roller coaster or in juggling of a sailboard on the seesaw. A variety of forces act together in these cases. To obtain more information about these, type the word trig science in Google search on the internet. A little fun. Cut out fish shape from colored plastic sheet. Fix a pin on one side of the fish. Take water in a big deep plate. Release the fish in it. They will float on the water. They are magnet and move it around the water. Can you make other games like this? What makes such games possible? What we have learned. First, force is required to bring about an action. Force is necessary for making an object move to change the direction of motion and also to change the shape of an object. Second, There are various types of forces such as muscular force, mechanical force, gravitational force, magnetic force, frictional force, and electrostatic force.